And we're back. We're the Dudes of Horror. I'm Toots.
Warm boy.
Damien.
What's up, guys?
And we're going to talk about Annabelle Comes Home.
Finally. Comes home.
Yeah, finally comes home. We just got out of the movie theater, like an hour ago or less than an hour ago? Something.
You don't have a sense of time.
Yeah, I don't have a sense of time.
It was like 30 minutes. It's because you're hungry, probably.
Yeah. Everybody's sleepy. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm sleepy. But we're going to do it.
So we got out of the movie theater a little while ago, and my reaction to it is I did enjoy it. I did see a few problems, like some pet peeves of mine that we'll get into in a bit, but overall I did enjoy it. What did you guys think?
I liked it. I mean, I think I liked it more than you guys as we were talking, but it's because I really do have a fear of dolls. We've talked about in another podcast the doll that Damien's wife puts in random places sometimes. That creeps me out.
Yes.
It creeps you out too, right, Damien?
Yes.
But I know, I mean, people... Yeah, it didn't really have much of a story. I agree with that. But I did like the jump scares because, they were good, I think. But yeah, it does lack substance in regards to like the story.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it, and a lot of the parts, like especially with the idiot that I want to call her, like, oh, I want to. But then I was like, I didn't know why she was in there. But then I was like, oh shit, like, oh, she wants to see her dad, but it's not really him, It's
Spoiler
it's a
alert.
demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm spoiling it already.
Spoiler alert.
But Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson come out briefly in the beginning and at the end.
Yeah, they kind of bookend the movie.
They kind of make the movie like, hey, it's remember us, from The Conjuring.
They came out more in this movie than I thought, though, because when the first time we saw the preview, I thought it was going to be where they just use footage from, like, the Conjuring movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To put...
All cheap.
Yeah. To, like, put the Warrens in the movie. But
yeah.
no, they actually have roles in this movie. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's all like fresh stuff with the Warrens in this movie. Like, they're actually in this movie. And I thought that was cool.
Yeah. When they first started, when the movie first started, and you see the Warrens, I was kind of thinking, oh, it's probably just a recording or it's just footage from a previous movie. But I'm glad that they actually come out in this movie, and like I said, they bookend it, but because basically the main story is about, it kind of starts at the beginning of the first Conjuring movie. They're there to pick up the Annabelle doll. You see they're, for the most part, like part of their ride home. And then that's where it's established that Annabelle is like a beacon for other spirits.
Yeah. You see they stop at a cemetery and all the people, or all the, not the people, the spirits. There we go, spirits. Not the ones you drink, guys. But, well, it could be, right? Maybe.
Mm-hmm. No, not the same thing.
But they all show up, and I was like, oh shit, there's a bunch of them. Oh, she's a beacon for hell. But yeah.
Yeah, their car breaks down on the way home, and it just so happens that there's a cemetery nearby. Almost like,
It's like she did it, right? Like Annabelle purposely put them there.
Yeah,
so
I think. Yeah, but that's where it's established that Annabelle's a beacon for spirits. So anywhere Annabelle's around, spirits will tend to kind of start to, what's the word?
Like manifest.
Yeah, manifest. They'll start to gather, and then basically the whole premise of the movie is they lock the doll in the cabinet,
but the cabinet, it was specific. They got it from a church, the glass.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that part. Like, I didn't know that before,
Yeah, no, neither did
before the other movies, I was like, oh shit, no wonder it's behind that glass. I always wondered, like, oh, white glass, like, someone could just fucking break it. But the glass is a holy glass, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and while the Warrens are away, the babysitter, what's her name, Jackie or
That's what I said earlier. Mary Ellen.
Mary Ellen, yeah. Way off.
Which is played by Madison Eisman.
Okay. Yeah, so Mary Ellen is the babysitter, and I'm glad that she's not the typical babysitter that just shows up and, all right, you go play while I talk on the phone, or my boyfriend's gonna be here. Like, I'm glad it's not that trope.
Yeah, I liked her. She was very nice to the girl. Like, she actually cared for her and tried to make things better for her. Yeah,
so she's there to keep the Warren. Ed and Lorraine's, Judy, Ed and Lorraine Warren's daughter, company. Her birthday is the next day. And then a friend of Mary Ellen's, what was her? Danielle. Yeah. She shows up. And then at some point, while Judy is testing out these roller skates outside, Mary Ellen is with her.
But before you get there, I want to kind of say that the reason she goes to the house is because she wants to know if it's true or not, if they're a hoax or heroes. Because there's a newspaper clipping of saying that hero or hoax, and she's like she doesn't really know. But then you really find out later on why she really wanted to go to find out something, which I'll get into later.
Yeah, and so that was Daniela or Danielle?
I think Daniela.
Daniela.
Oh, Daniela.
Daniela.
Daniela. She wants to find out if they really are psychics or demonologists, and then she wants to get into that room, which she does. But I'm glad that because at first I was like, oh, this idiot, like she's there, she's gonna mess things up, which she did.
Yeah.
But I like the reason behind it. Not that I like it, is the fact that
you love it.
I love it.
I love that.
No, it's totally understandable why she would go in there and do the things that she would do, and the fact that just curiosity, but also because her backstory is that her father died in a car accident, and she was the one driving, and she blames herself for it. So she just wants to get in contact with him.
Yeah, she carries all that guilt, and she just wants to talk to him and say that she's sorry.
Yeah, so while she's in the room, she starts touching, the cursed objects, and then, unwittingly opens up.
And that part when she started touching all that shit, I was like, what the like, stop touching so much fucking shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, idiot?
Yeah, like I said,
like okay, just one or two, and then just get the fuck out of there. But no, let me go through the whole room and mess all this work that they've been doing, the Warrens,
Yeah, so like I said, part of it's curiosity, but part of it's also because she has an ulterior motive. And so she's trying to communicate with her father, and then she unwittingly opens up the cabinet and then hilarity ensues after that.
You always say that. Hilarity ensues.
Yeah, hilarity ensues. Well, not for that. They were scared shitless, but...
Yeah, and basically, Annabelle, basically. No, I'm just fucking with you guys. Annabelle becomes a beacon for hope,
Yeah, I doubt that. That's the total opposite.
No, hear me out. She becomes a beacon for hope for all those fucking spirits in there and those entities that are kept in that room, because they're like, hey, now we can roam free with this fucking bitch, But all she wants is to fucking get the soul of someone so she can become real. Mm-hmm. But I was like, how come she never did that,
Well, we really don't know why, like, because it doesn't say
that's
like,
what
she
thought,
gets.
I mean,
yeah, because it doesn't really establish. Why would you want
somebody's soul,
It doesn't really establish like, she needs a soul to become real. Like, it doesn't really establish that. It just
maybe
mentions
she wanted
that she just
soul
needs a soul
for rock and roll, maybe.
I don't know. Damien, what do you think?
Yeah, Damien, you're kind of quiet over there.
Yeah.
Well, I liked the part, like the aspect of the movie where that newspaper article had just come out, like in the town about the Warrens.
Yeah.
So the whole town just found out about like what it is that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's curious, and the kids at school are taunting McKenna Grace's character, and I actually thought like that's not like terrible writing, like with the Daniela character, because she's kind of like her character is kind of like forcing her way into the babysitter situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was Mary Ellen who was hired to babysit, but she was kind of like forcing her way in there and then like you guys said, like at the beginning of the movie you don't know her motive, and then you find out like because she just kind of seems like the cliche horror movie, like, oh, it's the dumb girl that's gonna mess everything up.
I thought that was
that's
she
what I
was
was
gonna be,
thinking.
but she wasn't.
Like, and then it turns out like she's actually not a bad person. She just has like this huge
Guilt?
like this
Survivor's guilt. She has survivor's guilt.
and on top of that, like you said, she blames herself for her father's death, so she's desperate to talk to him just one more time to try to like I don't want to say like bury the hatchet, but
Maybe
like,
get some closure.
Yeah,
get some closure.
Maybe get something to
Yeah.
kind of bury the hatchet in a way. But that sounds terrible though in this situation.
No, but get closure. That's what I meant.
Yeah, get
like,
some closure with him.
But then, like I was saying, like what I was saying when we left the theater, like this movie becomes like the Conjuring universe, like all stars. Like
Yeah, it is.
like,
yeah.
like all the different demons, monsters, dolls, objects, or anything that's been in the Conjuring universe.
Oh, except for the nun. The nun's not in there.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I was
that
gonna
was
say.
before
I was
the
gonna
nun,
say
right?
like almost all of them make an appearance in this movie, and then there's new additions too. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's basically like the plot just after once the Daniela character
Reveals.
once she reluctantly releases the Annabelle doll from the glass case, it's basically like implying like, okay, all because of this doll's presence, like, and so all the entities, spirits, whatever that are around that are inhabiting all the other objects in that house can now come out and play.
They get ADHD all of a sudden. They're like, hey, look, play, yeah.
So then, so then it just becomes like haunted house. Like there's demons everywhere around every corner in the house.
Yeah.
So and there's all these different ones, and
Which one was which one fucked you up the most, if any?
well, what we were saying outside the theater was the dead bodies with the coins over their eyes.
That was pretty creepy.
Yeah,
That
the
was
ferryman
the-
victims.
Yeah, the ones with the ferryman who we're wondering if the ferryman's gonna become the next baddie in the Conjuring universe.
He might because
Maybe.
he came out a lot, right?
Yeah, they put the most emphasis in this movie on
on him.
the ferryman. But that imagery was that imagery was the scariest, I thought, when they would turn corners and you would just see like the body leaning against the wall with the coins on their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, like,
You know what? I think I'm gonna do that for Halloween. Maybe be the ferryman. That'd be cool.
so then, so like the second, I guess like the third act of the movie, there's really no plot beyond that. Like it's just like spirits running amok, spirits, monsters, whatever.
Running wild.
Yeah, basically it becomes like Ghostbusters' wet dream, where there's like a bunch of ghosts everywhere. Let's just blast
Bunch of
everything.
slime from Slimer.
Yeah, just slime. Yeah, ectoplasm everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I like the ferryman, like the victims
Yeah.
with the coins on their eyes, and I also like the bride.
Yeah.
The
cursed,
bride was fucking creepy.
That was
Mhm.
scary.
The scene where she first sees Annabelle on the what's her name? The Judy sees Annabelle in the chair, and then she kind of goes in and she doesn't see her again, and then you see the bride through the outside, and then you see her through the fucking
through the mirror,
and then through the other room. I was like, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me of what they kind of did with the nun. You know how they're painting it, and then she comes out.
Yeah, because when they would go into the room and you would see the artifacts in there, and then at one point you see the wedding gown, the wedding dress.
That looked like, creepy, dude.
Yeah, like, and it's on a mannequin.
Yeah.
But it's just, but I was kind of curious, like, okay, what happened there that dress ended up in that room, like, you know, and then later, you know, Judy, you know, the daughter explains like, oh, it's a cursed item. Basically, whoever wears it becomes murderous.
Yeah, becomes evil.
Yeah. Yeah,
because that's what she tries to do. She tries to kill. Judy and.
Yeah, Judy and Mariella.
And Daniela, remember?
Daniela.
She actually stabs her, and she's like, "What the fuck?" But then she just disappears.
Yeah. So basically, at one point later on in the movie, you know, the bride is still walking around. At some point, she stabs Daniela, but then the wound goes away, and then she possesses Daniela, and then, you know, and then a few minutes later, she's going around trying to kill Judy and Mary Ellen.
Mm-hmm. You know, on a side note, the La Llorona would have been a lot scarier if they made her look like the demon in that wedding dress in this movie. Like,
yep.
I thought it looked too much like in the La Llorona movie. It looked too much like makeup. Like in this movie, that entity, whatever it was, looked a lot scarier.
Yeah, because like one of the things I really liked about the movie, and I'll get into my gripes in a bit, but one of the things I really liked, and we were talking about this, you know, outside the theater, was like the imagery of it. You know, the ferryman's victims, the bride, you know, the artifacts in the room.
The monkey, the samurai. For when the samurai came out, when they're in that hallway, and then you started hearing all the. I was assuming he was killing just a bunch of women. Right?
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. Like, and he was just, I don't know what he was saying.
It sounded like they were pleading for their lives.
Yeah.
And he was killing them
and killing them and killing them. And then for some reason, he chose to influence, what's her name again? Mary Ellen. And the Judy wasn't really, like, fazed by, like, she didn't hear anything or something, you know?
I don't know. I mean, she might have. Because Judy is psychic.
Yeah. And that must be shitty though, you know? She's fucking seeing all this shit. Fuck, how do you sleep, you know? I wouldn't be able to fucking sleep.
Yeah, neither would I.
Fuck that shit. I'm getting off track here, but
so yeah, but I like the characters in the movie. I like the imagery. The plot is more like an explanation of things, and yeah, there are, for the most part, it is kind of like Haunted House the movie, you know, for the majority of it.
Haunted Mansion or what?
Oh no, this is much better than the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, the movie sucks.
Yeah.
We should review that one.
Yeah, we'll get into that one later. We'll get in.
Have you seen it, David?
You
saw it?
Like parts of it, but it's.
Oh, you fell for the crap. I fell for it too.
Yeah, that was quite shitty. Now we're really off track.
What happened to Eddie Murphy, man? but I digress.
Yeah.
Let's I like the imagery as well, and I also like the acting.
The acting was really good in it.
The little girl, I think she was the best one in this. Well, besides the Warrens themselves, but Judy Warren, I think, was pretty good at it. She wasn't overacting or, you know, overdoing. She made it seem very, like, she was really scared and she was really crying and, you know, all these things. But I mean, gripes. grapes or whatever you call them.
Well, I thought all the acting was good in the movie. The only minor complaint I have is I thought they overdid it with the Bob's Got Balls comic
I
relief.
forgot to mention
Mhm.
that.
It was funny at first, and then it just by the end of the movie when Ed Warren actually says it, it was like okay, like they killed this joke already.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, Bob's
Yeah,
got
that
balls.
one. Yeah, that one didn't bother me too much. What bothered me was, and like I mentioned before we started recording, was the, yeah, and like I said, Sinister 2 did this, and like other movies have done it, where you would see, they're setting up for a jump scare, and then you see like something happening in the background, and you can even kind of see it in the you could see it like in the It trailer also. So hopefully it won't be that bad. But you have something in the background, a spirit or a monster or something like that, and the character in the foreground doesn't realize they're there. Now it's one thing if they realize they're there, or they see it, they go into a room, and then they're looking around, and then it's in the background, they don't spot it right away. It's one thing if they already know it's there, but but at some point, like they're doing something, they're looking around, and then you see it in the background, and it's for the audience. I get it. It's for the audience.
But they kind of ruin it because they're already like, oh, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. Something's gonna happen.
And then it does happen. But
Yeah.
I mean, I know that it happened like that because I was already expecting it, but I still got scared.
Yeah,
That's why I like the movie, I guess, more than you guys. But I got scared in some parts, not because I'm a wimp, but no, maybe I am. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, I'm scared of fucking dolls. Fucking dolls scare me. Fucking dolls. They do. I'm not joking. You guys don't believe me.
No,
Have you ever seen I collect any fucking dolls? Well, action figures, but no dolls.
No, and a friend of mine in his old house, this years ago, and he and his family lived in an older house, like built like in the 20s, and I remember like in one of the rooms downstairs. And downstairs they had like a study area, and that place was really creepy.
Yeah.
And he claimed that the house was haunted.
Is that here?
Yeah, here.
There's not really downstairs here.
No. Like
So the flood zone.
No.
It's
It's not.
creepy.
It's not in this area. It's more off of. It's more off of like Old Alice. Like on the way to the mall. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, it was like it's a 2-story house. It's one of those old style where they really didn't have insulation. It was just like pure concrete, like the walls. And they had a study in the downstairs, and that place was creepy. But if you go further down, they had like a doll room because his mom collects dolls, and she had like 2 large, like almost the size of like a wall, like 2 display cases, large display of just dolls.
I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, nobody except for one of his brothers, because he's not fazed by any hauntings or anything, and he would claim that the house is haunted, and I've experienced stuff there.
Probably, dude. And then
Yeah.
the dolls don't help, dude.
Yeah,
They're beacons for spirits,
So imagine sleeping in that room, like on the couch there,
Oh, fuck that.
with
Fuck
just a
your
bunch
couch.
of dolls looking at you. Yeah,
Fuck your couch.
yeah, but so yeah, I empathize in terms of dolls, especially the old style porcelain dolls. Those are creepy. Those are real creepy.
I know. Yeah, you gotta stay away from them. But I mean, one thing you mentioned was that Annabelle didn't really come out herself as much as you would like.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand also that her role was to try to get a soul, I guess. I mean, for what purpose? I mean, for me, it was just to become a person. Like, that's what I thought. But then I was like, I don't know, why did she want a soul? Like, they didn't really explain that.
Yeah, they didn't really explain that. Annabelle was a little more prevalent. It was a little more prevalent towards the end in the 3rd act. But for the most part in the rest of the movie, she's not really there. She comes out once in a while. You'll see her pop up, somewhere. But other than that, that's it. And Mary Ellen, who has asthma. This is another gripe of mine. She had her inhaler in the car. I don't have asthma, so I can't really empathize. But you would think someone that has a medical condition would have their medication or have their inhaler or something on their person.
But keep in mind, she's been fucked up with all the shit happening in the house, dude. I wouldn't think rationally either. I'd be all freaking out. No, my role would be like, I'm the babysitter. I need to take care of this kid, and I need to keep my shit together. Oh shit, I forgot. You're gonna forget shit, you know.
Yeah, but it's an inhaler. You would think, if she has asthma, like it would come in handy.
Well yeah, but I don't know. I'm just saying I wouldn't be in my right state of mind.
Yeah, but even before the shit hits the fan, it was like they even mentioned, "Where's your inhaler?" "Oh, it's in the car." Like very nonchalantly, like, "Oh, it's in the car." Like, really, you don't want to keep it there, at least in the kitchen? Yeah. Like that was another thing that just kind of bothered me about it.
Yeah, but that's small detail.
Yeah.
The dog. I thought the bear or whatever was attacking
the hellhound.
It was a dog that was in there, right? Or where did that come from? It's the dog, right? That was inside the room. That's what I was thinking. Where did that hellhound come from?
Maybe it could have been from there. It had to come
because I saw a dog there, but it didn't look black.
It had to come from somewhere in the room.
Yeah, it was a stuffed dog.
You saw that one?
Yeah,
right?
I saw. Yeah,
but it didn't look like that. It looked like black.
Yeah, like,
unless it was just its spirit or something.
Because I'm trying to tie it into what would have been in the room. Because I'm sure an artifact would have been there. Because the most we hear about the hellhound is like in the case file that they were reading.
That's where I'm thinking it came out of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like the ferryman.
Yeah,
the ferryman.
Because the ferryman was in the. Oh no, the coins were there though, in the room.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The coins were in the room.
Looking at the coins. Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's the dog that was there, but I mean, I just wanted to know that, but they didn't really explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
But I did like the movie. Like, I mean, it wasn't an A+ or an A, but it was good enough. Like, I would go see it again just because like I got scared, and I probably will go see it again. But it isn't for everybody. Like, I mean, like you guys were saying, like there's not that much story behind it, but I think there was good enough. Like, if I was in those situations, I'd be like, fuck, freaking out. I'd probably just leave. Like, fuck this kid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I was saying when we were outside the theater, when we were all talking about it right after we walked out of the theater. This movie's perfect for like a group of tweens having a slumber party.
Mm-hmm.
This is the perfect movie for that occasion. Like,
yeah, I can see you. I can see that.
Yeah, because like I still enjoyed the movie. I still like the movie, but like I said, I do have my problems with it. Yeah.
What was it? Would you go see it again, or would you recommend someone to go see it like for full price? That's really like what it comes down to, you know?
I think if you're a diehard horror fan, yes, it is worth seeing it, like paying the full price.
Yeah.
If you're a casual horror fan, it's the dollar movie worthy. And if horror movies are something you just watch every once in a while, Redbox or streaming something.
Yeah, like for me, I would go watch it again because it did freak me out.
I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
Creeped me out.
Yeah, there were some parts that creeped me out, but yeah, I wouldn't pay full price in terms of like a Saturday, like a weekend, or
you'd probably pay the early bird special.
Yeah, like matinee or something like that, or $1 or something like that.
And I did like the intro to the movie with the Warrens.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it played on a lot of horror movie cliches, like they're driving home at night and there's an obstruction in the road, so they have to turn around and take an alternate route, which is like a side road or something, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the car breaks down on the alternate route and they're in the middle of nowhere at night. And it's like a lot of cliches, but like Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga made it work. It's like, it's the Warrens, so I did like the intro.
What I thought was really creepy was when their car breaks down next to the cemetery. Because of course it has to be next to a cemetery, and then
Another cliche.
yeah, another cliche. That actually has happened to me in real life, where I was driving with a friend of mine. This is early 2000s, and then like his car broke down, and then it was in one of those like makeshift like cemeteries, not like a large one, but like something for like a farm community kind of.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, like the ones where you kind of pass by real quick. But yeah, that has happened where the car broke down, and I noticed where we were, and it was down. I'm gonna say it was down southmost.
Oh
road.
shit.
Yeah, and this was at night, and the only thing that was illuminating place was a tiny little light that was there next to like a gate that led to like I guess like a farm or a ranch or
That's
something.
creepy.
Like that. Yeah, that was really.
Did you
creepy.
see Harold there?
No, I didn't see Harold there. I didn't see. I was just telling my friend to hurry up, do what you have to do, call your brother, whatever. We need to get out of here.
Oh, I was scared.
Yeah. But what I thought was really creepy was that we're next to the cemetery. Ed goes out, checks under the hood, see what's wrong with the car, and then Lorraine just sees, like at first she doesn't see anything, just the gates to the cemetery. And then she looks back up again, and you just see all those spirits just there.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me like zombies for some reason. Like, oh shit, they're gonna fucking attack them.
It was reminding me of Thriller, the music video.
Fucking Thriller.
Yeah. But like I thought in terms of like the spirits, like the main attractions that we saw in there, I thought the Hellhound was kind of weak. It was okay.
Yeah, I think it was one of the weakest. The one I liked the most was the wedding and the wedding dress and the ferryman.
Yeah, and
the samurai was cool though, but it really didn't do much.
Yeah, it didn't do much, but
I liked how it looked. Like it looked cool. Like that's something I would have in my house to fucking scare people. Like maybe for Halloween we can dress you up, Damien, as that. And then
the samurai.
Be outside and look at the children.
Get that recorded.
Turn your head slowly each time, like they move.
Yeah, and then no.
But hearing all that from when Mary Ellen was passing by the samurai, suit or statue, whatever it was, like I'm just curious what happened with that. After hearing
there's gonna be a spin-off, so just wait for the movie.
I don't know about a spin-off about that, but I'm curious what the backstory is to that. Like I know it's cursed, or
it's probably gonna be like the cursed samurai or the curse of the samurai.
Maybe, yeah.
Or the samurai versus the ferryman or something.
But yeah, but I thought the Hellhound was kind of cheap. I think the first time you see it, you could tell it's just like CG.
I didn't really get to see it that much. It was just like in the corner. I was like, what the fuck? This fucker is fast.
Yeah, and
that guy sucked, by the way. I didn't like him.
What?
Balls or
Bob or whatever.
Balls Ben or what?
Balls Bob or something.
Balls Bob Balls. Like I understand why they put him there, but it wasn't needed. Maybe just a little bit in the beginning, and that's it. But like. He comes in, he does a cliche thing with the song outside the window. I'm like, ugh.
I remember I was thinking, like, well, they really don't need to call a priest. Just send him in there and have him sing, and then like they'll probably I'll put them in their place.
I'll just go back.
Yeah, we don't need to hear this. Yeah, but yeah, when I saw that Hellhound, it looked just like a werewolf. Two things popped into my head: American Werewolf in London.
Fucking Teen Wolf, right? You're gonna
no. An American Werewolf in London, and then the song "Werewolves of London" by Warren Zevon like just popped in my head.
Watchy.
Yeah. But yeah, those two things popped in my head when I saw it. I was like, it's just a werewolf. That's pretty much what it is. And Debbie mentioned that you mentioned Goosebumps, right?
From the werewolf.
Yeah, the werewolf.
Oh.
Yeah, it's. I thought that once during the movie. I was like, "This is like an adult or a
young
teen version of like the Goosebumps movie."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, but all in all, I enjoyed it. Like I said, it has its faults.
I recommend this movie.
Yeah, so do I.
If you're a diehard horror fan, then you should pay the full price to go see this movie.
I would give this movie a letter B.
I would give it a B minus.
For bodacious.
Yeah, I would give it a B minus also.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't like extremely good, but it was worth it for me at least.
Yeah, like I said, I recommend it, but I recommend it to a certain extent. I mean, I would say still check it out, but if you plan to see it again, I wouldn't pay the full price to see it again. Yeah, right now.
Yeah, right now the
Ash,
fourth member. Of
Ash the cat is on the table.
The dude of horror is on the table.
Say hi, Ash.
Say hi, Ash.
And he is named after the character from the Evil Dead
Say
movies.
hi. Say meow or something. Meow, see?
No, he doesn't meow. He has the personality of a dog.
Bark.
He plays fetch and...
Bark twice if you like the movie.
Yeah, so if you hear breathing on the microphone, it's not us. It's or a
Well,
spirit. It's Ash.
It could be you. Tuz. You slept here before. And you snore like a motherfucker. Motherfucker. But yeah, go check out the movie, guys. I think it's good. Damon put it really well. Where if you're a true die-hard horror fan, go pay the fucking $15. You'll like it.
Yeah.
But if you're not that into it, like just wait for the dollar movies and maybe even DVD or straight to VHS or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, on demand, Netflix.
On demand, Netflix, Redbox, Blockbuster, Hollywood Video.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Yes,
At least not here. At least not here.
Shut your mouth. It still exists. Damn it.
In your heart, I know.
We're rambling at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Rambo.
That's
Rambling Rambo. Get to the chop. Get to that. Get. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong. Yeah.
All right, guys. Good night.
Yeah, we can tell you're tired.
We'll talk to you later, guys. But subscribe and all that jazz. You know what to do.
Yeah. Pardon, Worm Boy. He's extremely tired.
Pardon me. Pardon you, sir.
Yeah. Pardon us. We're tired.
Pardon you because last time you said what? What was that word?
Basically
like 30 times.
Yeah. Worm Boy's basically tired.
And then I'm Worm Boy.
That was a long time ago. That I was tired there.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys later. We're the Dudes of Horror. I'm Worm Boy.
Damien.
And Toots.